What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Azriel's Gaming. Now, I had to let you listen to that music for a little bit. Hopefully, the devs made this like music won't cause me issues on YouTube, because we all know how YouTube is. But we are jumping into a demo today that a group of devs reached out to me called Celestial Return, and this is part of the Choose Wisely Festival on Steam. And I love the cyberpunk look to it. I love the music already. I'm just super excited to give this a try. And so Celestial Return is listed on Steam as a story-driven RPG where dice are your bullets, your bribes, and your last breath. Loot, gamble, and survive a reality-crumbling city. Uncover cosmic horrors, outwit corrupted megacorps, and pray your next roll isn't your last. Now, if you've known me, and you've seen me on Twitch playing Baldur's Gate 3, you know I do shitty dice rolls. And in real life, if you know me, and you've played Dungeons & Dragons with me, or any board game, you know I do shitty dice rolls. So the fact that the next dice roll might be my last, we might be in trouble here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Love this music. I'm telling you what, you got something with the music right there. Okay, so Celestial Return Book 1. So I'm assuming that these are what is available now. Different campaigns is what I'm assuming. Let's start with Earth. It says Planet Zero, a world caught between the realms of sci-fi and supernatural. A world of contrast where the daily grind of high-tech life is punctuated by occasional brush with the bizarre. A technologically advanced civilization, its inhabitants are divided into augmented humans, and those who've chosen to remain fully organic. Chapter 1, Smoke and Whiskey. Okay, Howard sits alone at the counter in the Crow Jazz Bar, a refuge for those who have given up trying to keep peace with the city outside. The faint glow of neon signs outside filters through cracked blinds, casting fractured light onto the bar's polished yet worn surface. His whiskey sits on the counter, a faint ring of condensation forming beneath the glass. He hasn't touched it. Instead, his eyes are drawn to the television mounted on the wall, its outdated screen crackling slightly as it broadcasts the evening news. In the update on the suicides across Nethervale, authorities remain on the cause, to climb, leaving residents shaken and for answers. The low volume of the television leaves the world's muddled, forcing Howard to strain to catch every detail. Ask the bartender to turn up the volume of the TV, stand up and adjust the volume yourself, or move close to the TV to catch every word. Let's see if the bartender will turn it up. I don't want to be rude. Howard gestures to the bartender, a young woman with hair glowing neon green and eyes like two black stars with a shimmer of yellow. She pauses from wiping down the glasses, glances at the screen, and nods before reaching for the remote. The newscaster voice grows clearer, outlining the harsh reality gripping Nethervale. The community is in uproar, demanding transparency from law enforcement. What has driven the sudden epidemic of suicides? Who will step forward to shed light on these tragic events? Howard straightens slightly, the weight of the broadcast pressing down on him. The bartender shuts the polished glass aside, her movement slowing as she folds her arms and watches the screen for a moment before turning to Howard. Okay, so to learn the cosmic art of dice rolling, let's keep it simple. The basics. Every challenge has 4 slots. Dump 1 to 4 dice in them. More dice equal bigger chance to hit that success range. How to roll. Each dice equal 2 custom d4s, facing 0, 1, 2, 3. Add them up. Example, roll a 1 and a 2. That's a 3, baby. Not great, not terrible. Roll a 0 plus 0. Oof, blame the universe. Oh God, that's what I'm gonna roll. Risk versus reward. Slapping down 4 dice. Big brain energy, but heads up. These aren't your grandma's board game dice. Zeros can still nuke your total, so stacking them doesn't mean auto win. High risk, higher glory. Dice Economy 101. Dice vanish after you roll. Use them, lose them, run out. Automatic fails, fam. Farm dice by exploring, finishing jobs, and poking your nose where it probably doesn't belong. Survival tips from a space vet. Hoard like a loot gremlin. Future missions will try to murder you. Save those dice. Embrace the chaos. Sometimes you gotta yeet 4 dice and pray to the void. Final warning. The universe rewards boldness and punishes fools. Your move, pilot. Got it. Oh, God. So this is kind of like in Dispatch where you could send, like they'd have a mission and 4 people could go to it. You could send 4 people, but then you might get 3 missions like back to back, and then you're screwed because you had no more people. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the bartender, it's been like this for weeks. Feels like the whole city's falling apart. Take a sip of your whiskey. You hear anything about these suicides? Any rumors going around? The city runs on problems. If not falling apart, it's not Nethervale. Foolishness. Maybe it's the city's way of promoting extreme sports. Jump off a bridge week, anyone? Anger issues. Slam your fist on the counter. Persuasive. So when do you get off? I'd love to take you out for dinner sometime. The dice overlord. Oh, we are doing that. You know, who cares about what's on the TV? We are going to take her out for dinner. Okay, so when do you get off? Okay. Let's see. That adds a +1 to total value. Oh, God. We get a lot of negative dice. And then I'm assuming these are basic. Okay, let's use this. I'm assuming that's got more than just the 0 on it, right? We'll do 2. We need a 12. Oh, we did not score. We got a 2. Well, we're not going to dinner. The bartender freezes mid-wipe, her hand hovering over the glass. Slowly, she turns to look at him, one eyebrow arching so high it threatens to leave her face. Howard clears his throat, the awkward silence stretching longer than he'd like. He shifts uncomfortably on the stool, reaching for the whiskey. The burn in his chest as he takes a sip does little to erase the sting of the moment. Let's see if she's heard anything about these. Okay, so the Codex is your galactic gossip column plus survival guide. Here's the TLDR. What's next? Lore. Ancient alien wars, godlike AIs, and when the galaxy's basically held together with duct tape. Characters, heroes, villains, and that one girl who tries to steal sushi recipes. Trust no one. World. Planets so wild, they'll make you question reality. Pro tip, avoid the xenopsycho quantum fluxation. How to use. Unlock entries by exploring, talking to NPCs, or surviving disasters. The universe rewards curiosity. Check back often. New intel pops up as you play. Why care? Lore equals power. Know the void, sentient black hole, or become its snack. Characters lie. Trust no one with a spaceship. Read, survive, flex. P.S. Typos? Blame our unpaid intern. We swear they're editing. Okay, so, okay, so you hear anything. The bartender hesitates, her fingers absentmindedly tracing the edge of the counter. She glances around the bar as if checking for eavesdroppers, even though it's practically empty. The bartender, people are saying it's the abstracts, like maybe they're behind it somehow. Howard's gaze doesn't leave his glass, his tone carrying weight. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, but what the hell are they? Aliens? Something New Genesis cooked up? Doesn't matter, right? They show up, Pid takes them out, and everyone pretends that's enough. But it's not. Not even close. Okay, so quest log, insights, boost, inventory, codex. So here's our codex. Quest log. Just kind of taking a look here. Foolishness, virtue, intelligence, perception. Anger issues. Nice, we have boosts. Oh, that's cool. I bet we can get stuff to boost us really. We got a flashlight, nether cigarettes, powder in a vial, our gun, and the Daily Rockets newspaper. Glimpse into Howard's past, this issue captures the wild chaos of a concert he played with his old band, a time when the stage was his battlefield. Howard's memo: if we hadn't brawled with that drummer and split up, maybe I'd still be rocking out instead of chasing down freaks. Okay, so we got the bartender, we got abstracts, commonly referred to as abstracts. These paranormal entities blur the lines between reality and imagination, manifesting as concepts or tangible shapes. They infiltrate the land, cities, and even homes of Planet Zero, instilling fear and chaos among the local population. In response to this unprecedented threat, the world's major powers have united to form the Paranormal Investigation Division, or PID, a specialized task force dedicated to investigating and eliminating these abstracts. So the bartender is a young woman with hair glowing neon green and eyes like two black stars, a shimmer of yellow within them. She's the heart and soul behind the counter at the Crow Jazz Bar, and her presence both commanding and inviting. With a flick of her wrist, she transforms simple ingredients into elixirs of comfort and conversation. Her skillful hands craft drinks that soothe the soul and spark new stories. Detective Howard, a paranormal anomaly detective, intelligent yet grappling with anger issues, sometimes surprisingly foolish, but always ready for adventure. He enjoys Nethervale cigarettes immensely, perhaps even considering it his greatest pleasure. His frequent haunt is the Crow Jazz Bar, though his repeated attempts to charm the bartender have failed. I mean, you know what? If I would have known that beforehand, I wouldn't have wasted dice on that. His most trusted friend is a talking rose. We'll get to that later. Officer Reynolds. There are some men who are more mustache than man. Officer Reynolds is one such mustache. With a sharp gaze and that well-kept mustache, he's known for his no-nonsense attitude and thoroughly investigative skills. Reynolds' life is average as it gets, but that's exactly what makes him a steady rock in the chaotic whirlpool of Nethervale. Oracle Rose. Rose is a living, or rather blooming, paradox, blurring the line between mystical and tangible. Her playful demeanor masks a depth of wisdom and foresight that most can only dream of. Physically fragile, she always needs someone to carry her around. Her abilities? She can see the future. But to unleash her prophetic vision, she needs to be soaked in ice water. Despite being a flower, she has a personality that's larger than life. What is that? Quico? Maybe? The Nethervale City, not everyone finds a place in the rigid social order. Those who are unable to carve out a niche for themselves, often due to systematic failures, personal misfortunes, or societal rejection, become outcast. Those individuals, known as Quico, are forced to survive in the dark, narrow alleys of the city. Yet the Quico are more than just victims of circumstance. They are a reminder of the city's hidden depths, and the unyielding human spirit that persists even in the darkest corners. The PID, the Paranormal Investigation Division, is a specialized unit within the Nethervale City Police Department dedicated to investigating and managing cases involving paranormal phenomenon, collectively referred to as abstracts. The primary missions of the PD is to investigate, understand, and capture abstracts, ensuring the safety and security of Nethervale's citizens. Okay, so we have a little bit of a history here. Okay, so it's not, the PID don't ask questions, it's not what they're there for. You don't need me to tell you that answer, do you? Stay silent. Look, the PID don't ask questions. You work with the PID, you must have seen things. You really don't know what there are either. Nobody knows. No, let's just say I've seen enough to stop asking that question. If I did, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Let's say I've seen enough. That's what scares me. If the PID doesn't know, what the hell are the rest of us supposed to do? Howard doesn't respond, his eyes fixed on the glass in front of him. The silence between them stretches heavy and unanswerable. Let's say the city runs on problems. If it's not falling apart, it's not Nethervale. The bartender huffs a dry laugh, shaking her head as she wipes down the counter. So, what keeps you here? The endless excitement or the glamorous life? Free misery with every drink. I heard living costs extra. I like watching things fall apart, call it a hobby. The glamorous nightlife, obviously. Look at this place. The bartender chuckles, rolling her eyes. You've got terrible taste, you know that? But I guess that's why we're still all here, waiting to see how far it falls before it finally hits the bottom. The low hum of the TV fills the pause as she grabs another glass, her smirk fading to something closer to resignation. Uncontrolled outbursts of anger and excessively inconsistency, including anger problems affecting the thought process. Slam your fist on the counter. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'll listen to silence, let your mind wander. Howard leans forward, his elbows resting on the counter, staring blankly at his glass. The bar noise fades, the hum of the TV dissolving into the background whisper, until all that remains is the hollow silence of his thoughts. And then, they start. You've been here before, haven't you? Sitting in the quiet, pretending it's peace. It's not. It's avoidance. Hayward, my man, you're staring at that whiskey like it's got all the answers. It don't. Trust me, I've tried. Stop. You say something? Ask her for another drink. Something fancy. A cocktail with one of those little umbrellas. That'd cheer you up. Yes, because a man brooding over suicides absolutely screams Mai Tai. Great suggestion. Shut up. He doesn't need this crap right now. The voices clash like storm clouds rumbling in his skull, the tension stretching thin. Shut the fuck up, all of you. A few heads turned, giving him that familiar look. Another guy losing it after too many drinks. Then, as if the universe had been waiting for the right moment, the door to the bar swings open, and a figure steps inside. Howard's head lifts, his eyes narrowed as boots scrape across the floor, loud and deliberate. The sound is sharp enough to cut through the haze in his mind. Reynolds. Reynolds locks eyes with Howard, his expression coiled tight with urgency. Without hesitation, he crosses the room, his presence slicing through the lazy atmosphere of the bar like a scalpel through flesh. Shouldn't you be out flashing that badge of yours somewhere? Reynolds pulls out the stool next to him, sitting with a sigh. I've been flashing it all day, chasing leads that go nowhere. Thought I'd try something smarter. You look worse than I feel, that bad, and that brought you here. Must be desperate. Like, you look worse than I feel. Yeah, say what you want, but you're still the guy people call when they've run out of better options. Take that as a compliment. Howard taps the rim of his glass with a finger, a faint smirk tugging at his lips as he lets the silence hang for a moment too long. Okay, so we can do foolishness, intelligence, anger, or perception. Oh, I gotta do a dice roll. Okay, sure, but if this is about the stolen rubber duckies from the toy store, I swear it wasn't me. Why me? Don't you have a whole department for this? Not interested in police business? I think I know what you're going to say. Dice, easy peasy. Like, you say it's easy. But it was not the last time. But we'll try. Oh, you just need a 2. Okay, well then let's use a base 1. I think that's what those are. Hopefully I'm understanding that correctly. A 1. Man, fuck you. Okay? This is bullshit. This is about the missing cats, isn't it? Reynolds freezes, staring at Howard like he's grown a second head. Are you kidding me right now? Reynolds presses his fingers to his temples, exhaling like he's aged 10 years in the past 10 seconds. I thought you might actually take this seriously. My mistake. He pulls out a thin folder from his coat and tosses it onto the counter with more force than necessary. It's suicides, Howard. Too many, no connections, no sense. The mayor's got us treating it like a case and we're drowning. Hey, I'm trying to lighten the mood. You look like hell. All right. What's the real reason? Fine, get to the point where it's my problem. This is my problem. Come on, Reynolds. You know I couldn't resist. Look, I was trying to lighten the mood. Okay, I rolled a 1. I was lightening the mood. Reynolds glares, nudging the folder closer. Just read the damn file, Howard. You're still the guy for this, even if you're a pain in the ass. You've been drifting for far too long. A case like this could be your way back. Back to the work that mattered. Back to being the detective you once were. Think about the doors it could open. Or the ones it could slam shut. What happens when it all blows up in your face? Desperation, like Reynolds, doesn't come without strings. You really want to get tangled in this mess? A big case means a big payday, right? Sounds like easy money to me. It's not about the money or the reputation. It's about the people. Someone out there needs help, and you have the skills to make a difference. You know what's right. Okay, I'll do it. These deaths, they deserve justice. Sure, why not? Could be fun. Fine, I'll take a look into it, but no promises. No way. I'm not getting dragged. Okay, we'll do the virtue answer. So, new quest unlocked. Smoke, shadows, and body bags. The city pulse just spikes. Stay sharp. Check your quest log and get ready to hunt. Head back to the office, dig into the case files, and connect the dots before the trail goes cold. New item added. No refund policy. Case file 1, suicides. A growing list of lives cut short under suspicious circumstances. The reports call them suicides, but the details don't add up. The police are out of answers, and Officer Reynolds knows something's not right. That's why he brought the case to Howard. Howard's memo, suicides, my asses. My ass. I said asses. I don't know, he might have to. Knew I could count on you. Howard picks up the folder, flipping it open as he leans back in his seat. Don't thank me yet. Let's see what kind of mess you're dropping in my lap first. Reynolds adjusts his coat, tugging the collar up as though bracing for an unseen chill. It's a big one. Just don't say I didn't warn you. He heads for the door, pausing briefly to glance over his shoulder. You know where to find me. Don't take too long. The door creaks open, letting in a sharp gust before it closes with a dull thud. Howard leans back, staring at the folder, its weight pressing down like a promise of trouble. Okay, you gained 4 dice and 1 experience. The city's silence offers no applause, but it knows you've earned this. Okay, Nether Veil, neon burns, shadows bite. Excuse me. Okay, welcome back to the gutter, detective. You know these streets better than your own reflection. But let's see if you've got the chops. Movement controls. Use WASD or hold right-click and drag to guide the map around. Double-click anywhere for hyperscape mode. Yes, his boots have illegal mods. No, don't ask. Exploring locations. Open spots glow with icons. Think cyber breadcrumbs. Click the icon. How are autopilots there? Sit back and enjoy the ride. One visit ain't enough. Places change every visit. Come back later and it may not look the same. New dice, new loot, new danger. The city's alive and it's hungry. Dance with it or get eaten. Okay. So we have to get the detective office. We have a statue. Reynolds' house. Okay, so we want to go there. Okay, chapter 2, Digging Deeper. This music is great. Like, they are on point with the music. Rain clings to Howard's coat as he steps into his office, the damp air settling in the corners like it belongs there. The folder Reynolds left sits dead center, daring him to open it. Papers are scattered around it, and a mug of half-finished coffee waits to the side. That coffee's been sitting long enough to make friends with the desk. Don't think it's going to do you any favors now. Howard exhales, his gaze shifting to the mug. The faint aroma of stale caffeine rises as he picks it up, tilting it slightly and watching the liquid swirl, as if the answer might float to the surface. Take a sip of the coffee, stare into the cup, and lose yourself in it. Set the coffee aside and focus on the file. Howard sets the mug down, sliding it to the desk edge with a soft scrape. The folder is still there, waiting for attention. Every file like this is a reflection of life undone. It's not just death, detective. It's the echoes of everything left unsaid, every choice that led them here. You owe them at least that much. The longer you sit there, the colder the trail gets. Open the folder. Start with what you know. Howard pulls the folder closer. Its worn edges are rough around under his fingers. Inside, a jumble of photos, reports, and scribbled statements wait to be sorted. The uneven tabs marking each case catch his eye as he scans the stack, deciding where to begin. Say a silent prayer for the souls of the departed. Check your horoscope for guidance. Start reviewing the like. We'll use a virtue. We'll say a prayer. Howard lowers his head, closing his eyes in a quiet reflection. A silent prayer forms in his thoughts, a gesture of respect for the lives lost and the questions they left behind. May they find peace. When he lifts his head, a calm determination takes hold. He turns back to the folder, ready to uncover the truth behind these senseless deaths. Okay, start reviewing the case files. Howard lays the files across the desk, each name a quiet weight on paper, waiting to be understood. Examine the Izo Orga case, examine the Serena Koss case, or examine the Attilius Governor case. I'm assuming we'll get a look at them all, so we'll start with the first one. Howard pulls out the Izo Orga file, flipping it open. A mess of reports, photos, and dive logs spill onto the desk. Review Orga's background, examine the crime scene, analyze the drive witness, check that out. Okay, let's do the background. Izo Orgora, 32, independent, Neth Finder, last known residence, Unit 47C, Harlow Tower, lower grids, lived alone, no registered family or emergency contacts. Operated primarily in underground Neth spanner circles, no criminal record or flagged activities prior to the incident. Finances stable, no debts, no known personal disputes. Digital footprint suggests minimal social interactions outside of work-related transactions. Just another ghost in the system until he wasn't. Examine the crime scene photos. Howard picks up the top photo and studies it carefully. The image is grainy, taken from the wrong angle, like the investigators didn't want to get too close. Iza Orgora is slumped Izo Ogora is slumped forward in his chair, his neural weave still latched onto his head, the sleek headgear hugging his skull like a parasite. A bundle of fiber-thin cables extends from the device, looping over his shoulder, feeding directly into his approval. Near his console, a packet of nutrient paste lies open on the desk, its contents squeezed unevenly toward the top. The paste is smudged across the surface, like it was set down mid-bite. He wasn't done with it. Analyze the dive logs. Howard scans the dive log report, a cleaned-up transcription of Agora's final session. Every entry is accounted for, but the details raise more questions than answers. Okay, so session timestamp unavailable, initializing access protocol, bypassing internal security layer. PID database identified, running decryption sequence, firewall breach detected, security response engaged, trace attempted detected, reversing access channel, countermeasures loop detected, system behaving abnormally, unexpected data signature, found source unknown. Nobody just pushes through a PID database. Their system locks you out before you even know you're in it. So how the hell did Orgeras get this far? He scans the final entry again. No forced disconnection, no shutdown sequence, just a hard stop, like the system wiped itself clean. Howard leans back, rubbing his thumb over the edge of the paper. Was Agora really that good, or did someone leave the door open for him? Review the witness statements. Howard flips through to the next page, scanning the statement from Agora's neighbor. The handwriting is stiff, lacking any trace of emotions. Either the witness didn't care, or they were choosing their words carefully. Lived next door to Agora for a while. Don't have much to say. He kept himself, never caused trouble. Last time I saw him, no idea. Maintenance went in after his rent auto payment failed. Door was still locked from the inside. Okay, check the autopsy notes. Howard flips to the autopsy report, scanning past the standard medical jargon for anything that stands out. The cause of death is exactly what he expected. Self-induced neural overload. External trauma? None. No bruising, no defense wounds, no sign of struggle. Among the listed personal effects recovered from the body, one item stands out, a crumpled slip of paper found in Agora's pocket, the ink smudged but still legible. He said it would help, that I'd feel lighter. I trusted him to fix me, now I don't know what's left of me. He trusted someone to fix him. What if they did? What if this was the result? Think of your own failures, try to detach. He got played, end of story. Okay, let's try to detach. Let's not think of our own failures. He leans back, eyes in focus, just ink on paper, just a case, just data. But the words still echo. Howard closes the file, every detail of Izo Agora etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. Okay, let's do Serena Cross. Serena Cross, a corporate executive from Ectovision, died after jumping from the balcony of her luxury high-rise apartment. Okay, let's do the crime scene photos. The images show Serena Cross laying on the pavement, her body sprawled like a discarded marionette. One of her legs is dislocated at the hip, the other twisted so unnaturally it barely looks attached. Her head, or what's left of it, has split open against the pavement. Her brain, half mush, half intact, spills unevenly from the ruin of her skull, streaking the concrete like something that tried to crawl away. He's seen plenty, but this sticks like the fall hadn't just killed her. It had unmade her, rearranged her body into something awful, something wrong. Review the security footage. Howard flips through the security report, eyes moving over the transcript. Her balcony railing is low, barely waist-high, easy to climb, just as easy to trip over. But the footage is clear. She didn't fall. She stepped. At 2:14 a.m., Serena Koss walked onto her balcony, stood motionless for 6 minutes and 32 seconds, then moved forward like it was the most natural thing in the world. One detail catches his attention. At 2:20 a.m., incoming key comic call. Caller ID unknown. 2:48 a.m., subject steps forward. 6 minutes and nothing, then a call, then a jump. Someone reached her at the last second. Whoever it was, they didn't try to stop her. Let's do autopsy notes. Howard flips to the autopsy report, looking for anything unusual. The cause of death is obvious. Blunt force trauma from a high-altitude fall. The injuries are exactly what you expect from that kind of drop. Nothing more, nothing less. Skim the witness statements. Howard scans her reports, pausing at 2 relevant entries. Her approvals, biometric records, and a statement from a neighbor who had been paying attention. A household assistant, synced to her approval, tracked her vitals like clockwork. No irregularities, no stress indicators, except for one anomaly right before she stepped off the balcony. At 2:20 a.m., serotonin levels spiked abnormally high. No record physical stimulus. A neighbor, someone she spoke to now and then, had seen her outside more often than usual. She stood out there for hours, even in the rain. She wouldn't move, just staring at the skyline. I asked her about it once. She said she liked the wind, said it made everything feel lighter. That word again. Lighter. Howard closes the file, every detail of Serena Koss etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. Okay, so Attilius Gorvez. Howard flips open the file, scanning the first few pages. Attilius Gorvez, tech doc, found dead in his workshop surrounded by unfinished augments and scattered tools. Cause of death, self-inflicted asphyxiation via biogel exposure. No signs of struggle, no forced entry. His own hands were at his throat, deep scratches along his neck where he tried and failed to breathe. The biogel had hardened inside his airway, sealing it shut. Gorvez used this stuff every day. If he wanted to die, why pick something so slow? Okay, let's do the crime scene photos. Howard picks up the first photo. Gorvez is slumped in the corner of his workshop, his back against the wall, legs sprawled out, fingers curled stiff near his throat. His lips are blue, his jaw locked open, a thin trail of dried blood running from one nostril. The second photo shifts to his workbench. Tools scattered, a half-assembled augmented clamp in place, causing casing pried open. The biogel vial lies nearby, overturned and residue hardened around the rim. He was working on something right up until the moment he died. Okay, autopsy report. Howard flips through the autopsy report, focusing on key details. Nothing unusual stands out. Cause of death, asphyxiation due to biogel expansion in the airway. External trauma, deep scratches along the neck and chest, self-inflicted. Toxicology, no traces of drugs, alcohol, or sedatives. Check the last recorded conversation. Howard scrolls through the report until he finds Gorvez's last comic transmission. Most are business-related, orders, client requests, supply supplements, or shipments, but one contact keeps appearing, always late at night, always brief. At 22:10, outgoing call, private line. Gorvez, same time tomorrow, unknown, of course, progress takes consistency. 22:11, call ended. The same exchange had been logged every few days for the past 3 months. No details, no names, no context. Sounds like regular appointment, but for what? Okay, personal notebook. Howard picks up Gorvez's worn, grease-stained notebook. Its pages filled with quick notes, half-eligible scribbles, and workshop schedules. No digital logs, no approval sync, just ink on paper. Most of it is routine, augmented diagnostics, price estimates, follow-ups, but the last few pages are different, messier, written with shaky hand. Delay on shipment, wrong parts again. Order more Neuralink circuits, no more stem boosters, too unstable. Near the bottom of the last page, barely legible. If it happens again, I have to tell someone. Howard closes the file, every detail of Alteris Gorvez etched into his mind. Now it's time to move on to the others. Okay, gained one experience pulled from the ink-stained pages and sleepless hours. Howard leans back, rubbing his eyes. 3 suicides clean on paper, but something stinks. He's been poring over the files for hours, and nothing lines up the way it should. Rain crawls down the window in uneven trails, neon reflections bleeding into the dark. For a moment, he just listens to the city, to the hum of things moving unseen. His fingers tap against the desk, slower now. He needs another angle, someone who sees things differently. If only she was here. She always knew where to start. His limbs grow heavy. The words on the files blur together. Just a minute. He needs just a minute. The rain whispers against the glass as his head dips forward onto the desk. Okay, Chapter 3, Questions and Answers, next morning. A dull ache settles in Howard's neck, the kind that comes from falling asleep in the wrong place. The stiff leather of his chair hasn't done him any favors, and neither is the pile of paperwork serving as his pillow. Then a knock. Soft, measured, not urgent, not impatient, just enough to pull Howard from the depths of sleep. Howard stirs blankly against the grit in his eyes. His brain claws its way out of a dream, falling bodies, static-laced voices, and collides with reality. Then another knock, louder. Someone's begging for a broken nose before breakfast. Yeah, who it is? Who is it? Unless you got coffee, piss off. This better be important. Check the time before answering. Reach for your gun in the drawer. Pretend you're not in. Don't make a sound. Let's check the time. Howard squints at the clock. 5:26 a.m. Too damn early. Then, another knock. Sharper this time. Whoever it is, they're not going away. They know you're in there. Let's grab our gun. Howard's hand moves instinctively to the drawer, fingers curling around the grip of his gun. The suicides, unanswered questions, it's all put him on edge. It's me, Howard. Put the gun down before you add yourself to the case file. Howard lets out a slow breath. No mistaking that voice. Get up and open the door. Give me one reason not to leave you out there. Let her in. You need help. Excuse me. We'll do that one. As Howard opens the door, he's met with a sight he wasn't prepared for. Standing before him is a man built like a tank, his neon green hair clashing against a tight pink shirt stretched to its limit. His left arm gleams with chrome knuckle implants. In one hand, he grips what looks like a stripper pole, if stripper poles were designed for combat. In the other, he holds a bowl. Inside it, floating like some overpriced centerpiece, is Rose. Howard blinks, then again, still real. His brows knit together as he stares at the stranger. The hell is this? I'm still asleep, aren't I? Not my weirdest morning. Close, though. Should I be impressed or concerned? Like, not my weirdest morning. The man offers no answer. No smirk, no joke, not even a raised eyebrow. Just pure, unreadable silence. Whoa, look at those biceps. We gotta hit the gym like ASAP. For once, you managed to stumble onto the truth even with that pea-sized brain of yours. Before Howard can decide how to handle this, Rose breaks the tension. Pick me up. Unless you want to solve this case with your head up your ass. Howard grits his teeth and does as he's told. The man's lips twitch, not a smile, but a tick. He spins the pole in a fluid arc, the hum of changed plasma briefly drowning out the city's drone, then strides away without a word. What the hell was that? My Uber. Now shut the door. We've got corpses to dissect and egos to bruise. Howard drags a hand down his face. He sets Rose on the desk. Right next to the open case file, his eyes linger on the door for a moment, then back to her. I got 100 freaking questions about that guy. What's with the green hair, the tight pink shirt? Was that really a stripper pole he was carrying? We'll meet him again, Howard. Mr. Mystery can answer your questions later. For now, let's talk about the case. Time's ticking. Howard slumps into his chair, the case file glaring up at him like an unsolved riddle. He drags a hand through his hair, exhaling sharply. I've got nothing. No links, no suspects, just 3 dead people who decide to check out in the most dramatic ways possible. Silence. Don't say it. Silence. No, absolutely not. I'm not your Ouija board, Howard. Then give me another option. The files are dead ends. Their bones know more than we do. You think I enjoy scraping through the dead's regrets? It's not a parlor trick, Howard. It hurts every time. But these victims, they're screaming, and if we don't listen, I'm not asking anymore. We're doing this. You're right. If this hurts you, I won't. Look, let's go with virtue if it's going to help us get further. Spare me the teamwork speech. You'll stand there like a brick wall while I choke on their sorrow again. Whatever. Let's just go before I remember how much I hate this part. Howard doesn't press it. He just grabs his coat, scoops up Rose, and heads for the door. Graveyard's waiting. Hope the dead feel chatty tonight. Oh. Okay. Is that something? No. Okay, there's the graveyard, so we're heading over there. Is there anything new over here? Oh, the statue. I guess we should have looked at that earlier, but, you know, I was just wanting to move on with the game. There's the jazz bar. Okay, so we'll go to the graveyard. Comic buzzes, relentlessly, an urgent vibration that's impossible to ignore. Answer the call, mute the comms. Now's not the time for... Okay, let's answer the call. Hey, Howard. Okay, first off, this line's locked, so don't sweat it. Second, I tapped into the cops' frequencies. There's a report from Lumen Street. Some dude's gone full-on berserk, smashing up the place. NVPD's heading there, and you know what that means. You could have skipped the whole hack thing, DK. Just admit you miss me. Another day, another lunatic. What's the catch this time, DK? Standard NVPD playbook. Shoot first, ask never. You want me in, DK. Stay silent and let DK continue. Let's go with that. Just admit you missed me. Yeah, that's how you talk to women. To pick them up. Smooth as sandpaper, detective. Data Kraken chuckles, clearly amused. All right, Howard. If that's what helps you sleep at night, you're still my favorite pawn in this little game. So, you in? Or should I find someone who still gives a damn about the truth? Fine, one Quiquo alive. You better make it worth it. You really know how to sweet talk a guy into risking his neck. I'm in. Let the cops clean. Okay, we're going to go with this one. You know how to sweet talk a guy. Oh, great. Plain babysitter to a Quiquo. Just what I needed today. What can I say? It's a gift. Now get moving, hero. I've got your back. Sure, no pressure. Piece of cake, right? Wait, detective, assume the worst. We're talking hacked boost, unpredictable behavior, and potential collateral damage. Keep your distance and access first. Don't engage blind. You've got this, Howard. Stall him, keep him breathing. I'll handle the tech, you handle the crazy. Plans are for cowards. Get in his face and remind him who's in charge. Okay, new quest unlocked, Quique unleashed. Or Quiquo. The city's pulse just spiked. Stay sharp. Check your quest log and get ready to hunt. Got it. I'll ping you when I'm close. Okay, so to the dead end, DK's counting on you to handle the Quiquo before NPD gets trigger happy. The dead end. That's it, right? Howard and Rose stand at the mouth of the alley. The walls are covered in anarchy graffiti. Neon lights buzz faintly, casting flickering shadows over the piles of trash. The air is thick with a cocktail of filth, rotting garbage, mold, and something disturbingly organic. You sure about this, Howard? Even the rats are like, nah, not tonight. Seen worse, done worse, survive worse. Let's add this to the list. This place stinks of trouble, feels like home to me. You're right, let's not play here tonight. Look, I've seen worse. You're either noble or nuts. Probably both. Lead the way. As they move deeper into the alley, the ambient sounds of the city fade into silence. The oppressive atmosphere seems to press in from all sides. The flicker of neon lights reflects off the slick-stained walls. Somewhere in the shadows, the faint drip of water echoes sharp and rhythmic. The stench of rot grows stronger with every step. Rose mutters, her voice barely above a whisper. This place is getting friendlier by the second. Then a sound, a faint scrape of metal and stone. Howard freezes, instincts flaring. Another step forward, and he catches the flicker of the movement out of the corner of his eye. From the darkness, a figure steps forward, deliberate and slow. A Quiquo. Blocks their way, his sharp predatory eyes locked onto Howard. Get away! You can't take me back! Take you back? I don't even know where you came from. Let's start with that. Relax, you're hacked, not haunted. Let me help you before you search circuit, dial up Data Kraken, and let her handle the technical side. Well, I'm supposed to keep him talking, aren't I? Or am I supposed to call her first? Let's go with that one. Shut up! They're listening. They're always listening. Howard pulls out his Q-Milk, thumbing a quick connection to Data Kraken. Your show now, DK. Just tell me what to do. Okay, I guess we could have called her, but... About time. Hold tight. I'm jacking into his spectral sight now. Keep him talking and don't let him go full meltdown. As DK works, Howard's eyes narrow, focus on the Quiquo's jittery movements and the gleaming boost along his limbs. These boosts, they weren't cheap, not even a decade ago. Whoever this guy used to be, he wasn't small time. The Quiquo's erratic breathing grows louder, his eyes darting around the alley like a cornered animal. They're here. They're in the walls, the air, watching everything. He's not wrong. His signal's lit up like a Christmas tree. I can isolate the source, but you've got to keep him in one piece. This'll take a minute. Don't move, don't breathe, pretend you're invisible. Easy there, dude. Let's figure this out together. All right, buddy, down you go. Gun-intimidation time. I mean, intimidation. Convince the Quiquo that you have voices in your head, too. I don't know. Will that help him? I mean, because we do. Howard raises his hands, palms out, stepping closer without sudden movements. His voice drops into a calming tone. Relax, buddy. You're not losing your mind. You're just like me. Voices in your head, right? Wait, is he talking about us, like, right now? No, you dolt. He's referring to Datacraw. Holy shit, he is talking about us. No way. Wait, what? Yeah, all the time. But here's the thing. They don't control you, you control them. Okay, transparency. Ah, Howard, a truly profound moment. A reconciliation of madness masquerading as wisdom. To confess your inner chaos to another lost soul, as though shared lunacy is the apex of human connection. Bravo, truly. Plato would weep at the grasp of absurdity. Well, well, look who cracked the code. Transparency just lit up. Buckle up, because Howard's inner drama is about to steal the spotlight. Well, I'll be damned. Is system stabilizing, Howard? You might have just out-psyched a psycho. Breaching his firewall. Almost there. Stay with him. Howard crouches slightly, keeping his voice calm as he addresses Quiquo. Let's start small. What's your name? All right, who's watching? Who's they? Where are they after you? What did you do? Want to fill me in before the NPD shows up? Should we go for his name? Ghost in the wires. Watching, listening, tracking. Yeah, well, I've dealt with worse than ghosts. Talk to me. What are they after? Ghost in the wires? Fine. Who put them there? You're not crazy, but I need you to focus. Tell me what you know. Who's watching? Who's pulling the strings? Let's say Ghost in the wires. Fine. Who put them there? Data Kraken's voice returned sharper this time. I've got a name. Victor Keel, former corporate enforcer for New Genesis. High clearance, prototype handler, top of the food chain. So what happened? Vanished after some high-value tech disappeared. Big scandal. No charges, no trace. And now he's their puppet. I didn't steal it. I swear. I did what they told me. Found something buried in his logs. The architect? No profile, no records, but it's tied to every action in his system. Hold up. There's a backdoor in his approval, and it's live. They're locking me out, Howard. Do something fast. Okay, bluff about knowing the hacker. Appeal to Victor's humanity. Kill him. It's easy peasy. Yeah, I heard that before. I don't know if I'd be able to pull it off with that. Maybe we should do a dice roll. Oh, so we can hold like 3 things of dice. Nice. Okay, let's try 3 dice. There we go. That actually would have been successful if I had that one. Either one, because this was a +2, so... Howard steps forward, his voice calm and measured. He speaks to Victor, but his words are meant for the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. The architect's not as clever as they think. I know their game and their name. Victor's lips twitch, a mix of panic and suspicion crossing his face. You're lying. They told me no one can stop them. Keep him talking. I'm planting a silver fang into his approval. They told you no one can stop them? That's because they know I'm getting close. Good news and bad news. Silver Fang's almost in, but he's about to snap. Paralysis in 5, 4. Suddenly, Victor's body stiffens, his boost flickering and freeze mid-motion, locking him in place like a statue. His eyes widen, darting around, but his limbs won't respond. Howard doesn't flinch, his gaze steady as the wail of distant sirens grows louder, pressing him to act. He's frozen. Silver Fang's in, but this only works if he stays breathing. Cops are almost here. Find a spot to dump him, now. Howard scans the alley as the sound of distant sirens grows louder. He moves quickly, knowing they can't afford to lose his lead. Throw him in the bin, hide him in the shadows in the alley, stash him behind the crates, toss him in the sewer hatch, prop him against the wall, and make him look drunk. Let's toss him in the sewer. Howard yanks open a rusted sewer hatch, the foul stench wafting up, making him gag. He lowers Victor in, letting the hatch slam shut. If he wakes up, that smell will put him back under. As Howard steps back into the main alley, the steady hum of approaching police AV grow louder. It lights splashing red and blue across the stained walls. The vehicle descends with a soft hiss, stirring the trash-strewn pavement. 2 figures step out. The first, Officer Heike, a wary cop with perpetual skeptical expression, locks eyes with Howard. Beside her, a tall alternated drops to the ground with a heavy mechanical thud. Figures it'd be you. You've got some kind of beacon for shit like this? Can't say what can I say? Trouble likes me. Gotta admit, I do have a flair for the dramatic. The universe likes to keep me busy. Look, I got a flair for the dramatic. Yeah, like a moth to a goddamn flame. Heike looks over at the alternated, then back to Howard, her expression a mix of boredom and mild amusement. Meet Tin Men here, latest toy from the new Genesis. They call it a rimlock unit, fancy talk for a remote partner. Partner, I'm the one carrying this team, Heike. Don't let it go to your head. And before you ask, no, it's not running on AI. That's still illegal. Some poor sap at the station's got controls, supposed to revolutionize the Force, or so they say. Revolutionize? Looks like something they clobbered together out of spare parts. Says the guy who looks way too comfortable in a back alley. Yeah, well, New Genesis loves shiny branding. Meanwhile, we're stuck field testing their half-baked experiments. So basically, it's just a glorified remote control with legs, explains the attitude. Keep talking, buddy. You're real close to making my list. Alright, enough introductions. Let's cut the small talk. You gonna tell me what the hell's going on here, or do I have to start digging? They're not here to dig. They're here to check a box and move on. Didn't realize standing still was against the law. No action here, officer. I'm just passing through. Why, you get something to accuse me of? If I were up to something, do you think I'd stand around waiting for you? We get a report about some kind of disturbance. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Disturbance. Haven't seen a thing. Maybe check your sources. Sounds like a false alarm. Nothing going here. If I'd seen anything, I'd call it in. No, you don't mind. Disturbance. Haven't seen a thing here. Maybe check your sources. Right. Stay out of trouble, Howard. Paperwork with your name on it is the last thing I need. Heike and the Rimlock unit step back into their vehicle without a second glance. The AV's engines roar to life, lifting off and vanishing into the neon haze. The alley falls silent again, leaving Howard alone. Wow, real defenders of justice there. Wonder if they even bothered to turn on their scanners. Howard adjusts his coat, his gaze lingering on the shadows where Victor's paralyzed body lies hidden. So, what now? Can't just leave him like that forever. The co-mic crackles softly, and Data Kraken's voice cuts through, sharp and steady. Silverfang's holding for now, but it won't last forever. Whoever locked him down still has access. If we don't figure out who they are, they'll just trigger him again. Howard pulls his collar up, stepping into the open street as the quiet hum of the city begins to fill the space again. Quest completed. Nice work. The city owes you one quest completed, and your legend grows. Keep your edge sharp for what's next. The Architect. We start there. Next quest unlocked, the Architect's Web. The city's pulse just spiked. Stay sharp, check your quest log, and get ready to hunt. Victor's locked down, but the real threat is still out there. The Architect isn't just a name, it's a target, and Howard knows he doesn't have long to find them. Okay. So, let's see, quest log. A name, a city full of shadows, and your stubborn streak. Let's see if the Architect can hide from that. Oops, wrong button. Okay, so I don't see a new point unless we could maybe get it from the jazz bar. The streets of Nethervale are always hungry, a concrete jungle gnashing its teeth. Neon signs flicker like dying stars, casting alley in sickly pinks and greens. New quest unlocked. Raw fish, raw nerves. The city's pulse just spikes. Stay sharp, check your quest log, and get ready to hunt. The detective boost splashes through puddles of oil slick rain when crash. The sound of breaking glass tears through the static. What the hell was that? Just another day in Nethervale. Sounds like trouble found me again. Let's go down. You sure it's not just your stomach growling? I'd be thrilled if it were that simple. Alright. Let's see what kind of mess we're walking into this time. Howard stops dead in his track, eyes locking onto the source. Cyber Sashimi, a dingy joint notorious for serving sushi with a side of attitude. Only tonight, it looks like someone's taking more than just the usual order. Get closer and find out what's happening and stay back. In Nethervale, death can strike it. Look, let's check it out. Howard moves closer to Cyber Sashimi. Inside, overturned tables and shattered chairs clatter to the floor. Broken dishes and spilled soy sauce create a chaotic mess. Ugh, that fish smells like it's assaulting my senses. If you pull me out, I'm holding my breath and pouting and filing a formal complaint loudly. Duly noted. Just try not to pass out on me. Okay, figure out how many are inside. Listen carefully for any noise from inside. Spectral sight determine if the presence is human or abstract. See, these are supposedly all easy peasy, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna roll bad. Should I do 2? Let's just do 1. Nice. Okay. Howard leans closer, letting the ambient noise of the city fade as he concentrates on the sound inside Cyber Shishimi. Through the thick walls, he catches the muffled, agitated voice of someone inside, sharp and angry. The words become clearer as Howard focuses. Where the hell is it? The voice snarls, followed by the sound of something heavy being slammed onto a surface. I swear, if you don't hand it over, I'll carve you up like damn sushi. Okay, find out how many are inside, determine if the presence is human or abstract. Leave now, it's too risky to get involved. Get inside and confront the intruders, report the chaos to Reynolds, and then leave. Let's see if we can determine if it's a human. We'll try just 1 dice, since supposedly it's easy peasy. Howard's boosted eyes flicker briefly, the familiar cool green of his spectral sight activating as he locks onto the figure inside. He carefully scans the area where the figure stands, searching for any trace of unnatural energy, any otherworldly aura that typically clings to an abstract. There's nothing. No spectral presence, just a solid, grounded human, even if not entirely flesh and blood. Howard's shoulders relax slightly. Whatever danger lies ahead, it's not human, something from beyond this world. Oh, it's human, something not something from you. Okay. Let's go inside. Howard takes a deep breath, steeling himself for what's to come. He grips the door handle, pushing it open with deliberate calm, and steps inside. The scene that greets him is a mess of spilled ingredients, raw fish slashed and scattered, rice smeared across the floor, and seaweed torn apart and strewn everywhere. And in the middle of the chaos, Chef Hero, the old man behind the counter, staring at them like he's ready to gut a fish or a thief with that legendary blade of his. Oh, excuse me. Detective, what you're seeing is a moment of desperation. A seasoned chef fighting to defend his honor and his rights. Neither Chef Hero nor the intruder notices Howard's entrance. The old chef's intense focus is solely on the intruder, while the thief remains fixated on Hero's blade. As Howard moves closer, he finally sees the face of the intruder clearly. His eyes widen in recognition. It's Data Kraken's sister, Lilith. Leave now, it's too risky to get involved. Understand their motives. Okay, I'm wasting all of my dice. Damn it! Howard tries to piece together the situation, but the chaos inside makes it difficult to understand. Okay, why is this still on my screen? Understand what's happening. Despite his efforts, Howard is left with only vague impression of the scene. The specific reason for the confrontation remains unclear, and he can't determine the true nature of the thief's intention or what's driving the dispute. This is annoying. Why is this still on my screen? It's, like, glitched. Howard's mind races as he processes the situation. Chef Hero's defiant stance, the intruder's frantic movements, it's clear that things are about to escalate. The air is thick with tension, and Howard knows he has to act fast. Drench her with sake, disarm her with chopsticks, make her slip on the sushi, blind her with wasabi. Ew, that would suck. Make her slip on. I'm gonna fail all of these. It doesn't matter. Okay, at least we passed that one. Howard notices the scattered sushi on the floor and quickly hatches a plan. With a swift kick, he sends a piece of slippery sashimi skidding across the ground towards the intruder's feet. She steps back, only to lose her balance on the slick fish. She crashes to the ground, cursing as she struggles to regain her footing. Just when it looks like the thief's about to slip away, there's a blur of motion from behind the sushi counter. Chef Hero vaults over the counter with the grace of a street brawler and a snarl that cuts through the chaos. Hero, what the... Before Howard can blink, Hero's already airborne in a move straight out of a back alley beatdown. Hero straddles the bastard and plants himself right on her chest like a king claiming his throne. The thief wriggles and squirms beneath him, but Hero just leans in, grinning like a man who's done this before. Stay down, kid. You're not walking out of here with my recipe. Get off me. You think this is the end? You don't know who you're messing with. Howard steps closer, his gaze shifting from Lilith's defiant scowl to Hero's triumphant grin. The air is thick with tension and the faint smell of sushi. So, what's it going to be? Do you hand this over to Officer Reynolds or call her sister, Data Kraken, for a more personal touch? Let's call her sister. Howard hesitates, then taps Data Kraken's contact on his communicator. It's Howard. Your sister's in some trouble at Cyber Sashimi. You might want to step in. After a brief pause, she answers. I'm on my way. Don't let her go. Data Kraken arrives quickly, her expression unreadable as she approaches Lilith. She crouches down, looking her sister directly in the eyes. Lilith, what the hell were you thinking? You've crossed the line. Lilith looks away, ashamed, as Data Kraken stands and motions for her to follow. There's no need for cuffs, just the weight of sibling authority. As they leave, Data Kraken gives Howard a nod of acknowledgement. Thanks, Howard. I'll make sure this is handled. Quest complete. Nice work. The city owes you one. Quest complete and your legend grows. Keep your edge sharp for what's next. Howard watches them go, feeling a mix of relief and the weight of unresolved family drama. It's not a metaphor, Howard. It's an actual place the dead end go. Howard stands outside the Crow Jazz Bar, which is currently undergoing a major renovation. The place is a mess of scaffolding, paint buckets, and sawdust with the entrance blocked off. Looks like we picked the wrong night for jazz. Let's come back when they've done with the renovations. Okay, leave the bar for now and move on. Howard turns away, deciding it's best to come back later when the bar is open for business. Okay, so maybe I have to go back to the dead end. But it's not there, so yeah, I don't know where we go for that. I don't want to miss it, but I'm also running out of dice, and I don't want to risk that either. So we'll just head to the graveyard. An unusual interrogation. Nethervale buries its dead in two ways. The wealthy sink into the earth like fallen jewels, swathed in silk and steel, entombed beneath marble, carved with lies about their virtue. Their augments, polished, gleaming, cling to their corpses like parasitic heirlooms, a final sneer to the world. See how even in death cannot dull our shine. The rest burn, their flesh is reduced to smoke and memory, their ashes crammed into the columbarium's skeletal sleeves. No silk, no steel, only barred codes and the hollow clatter of recycled boost. Metal outlives them. It always does. Howard stands in the oldest graveyard. The statues loom around him, their faces melted under years of acid, rain, and slow erasure, just like the bodies beneath them. No amount of boost can outlast the pull of the earth. The gravekeeper digs. His shovel cracks the earth with a wet, rhythmic gasp, each thrust deeper than the last. Howard watches, his gloved fingers curling into fist. The dead deserve their rest, Howard. We should not be here. If they knew something, they should have talked before warm food status. The gravekeeper keeps his eyes low, not out of respect, out of fear. Howard silences them all. The gravekeeper steps back, boots slurping mud. He doesn't speak, doesn't nod, just dissolves into the oak shadow, leaving the hole gaping like an open throat. Howard kneels. The coffin lid groans as he pries it free. Inside, Izo Ogara's body lies still, his face hidden beneath a mask of solid gold. Howard doesn't need to guess what it means. A devotion mask, a mark of the people who believe in the abstracts, not as monsters but as gods. Abstract worshippers wear them in death, or are forced into them, depending on who tells the tale. This just got worse. He moves the next coffin, Serena Koss, same mask, same hollow stare. The third, Alterius Gorvez, gold again, flawless and cold, as if poured liquid over his screaming face. Shit. They were believers. Howard straightens, jaw tight, scanning the three graves before him. Okay, so let's see if there's anything new with our codex. Okay, nothing new there. Okay, so examine the golden masks, survey the graveyard, examine the victims, let them speak for themselves. Okay, so let's look at the golden mask. Howard leans closer. The mask surface isn't smooth. Microscopic etchings swirl across its surface. Lick the mask? What? I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to expect the golden mask. Okay, fine, I'm going to lick it. Howard peels back his glove, hesitates, and drags his tongue across the mask edge. The gold tastes like rancid butter and burnt wiring. His tongue recoils, but where saliva meets metal, the masked surface bubbles faintly, revealing dull, corroded metal beneath. Did you just... Hey, I gained an experience. No manual said to do that, but it worked. The outer layer's fake. This isn't pure gold. It's plated over something cheaper. Survey the graveyard. Howard steps back, scanning the ground around the 3 open graves. His boots leave deep imprints in a wet soil as he circles. The only thing out of place here is you. Sometimes a grave is just a grave. Okay. Examine the victims and let them speak for themselves. We're going to need answers. Yeah, and lucky for us, we've got a direct line to the other side. One more thing before we start. Choose your questions wisely, Howard. They won't be answered forever. Who's first? Okay, let's go with him. Howard steps closer to Izo Orgora's open coffin and lays Rose gently on his chest. Almost immediately, Rose starts to radiate a soft glow, bathing the cold, dark surroundings in warm light. Okay, so why did you dive into the PID database? What did you see in the database? Who promised to fix you? Did you kill yourself? Did you choose Beryl or just someone? Okay, so who promised to fix you? A listener, a mirror, a man in white who called guilt a disease and sold me the cure. What did you see in the database? Fragments, a pen scratching at names, mine among them, his handwriting. Why did you dive into the PID database? To silence the screams, he said. Confessions would drown them, but debts didn't dissolve in salt water. Did you confess? Did you confess? Rose remained silent. You've disturbed the dead long enough, or Garrow won't speak further. Damn. Okay, Howard steps forward to Serena Koss, open coffin, and lays Rose gently on her chest. Almost immediately, Rose starts to radiate a soft glow, bathing the cold, dark surroundings in a warm light. Who called you right before you jumped? A familiar voice, a man, gentle and certain. What did they say to you? Just reminded me what I already knew. It'll be lighter soon. Did you want to die? I wanted the guilt to die, and we were the same thing. Why did you jump? Rose remained silent. You've disturbed the... We didn't get much out of her. Okay, so we're going to Artilius. Howard steps closer to Artilius, Governor Gorvez's open coffin, and lays Rose gently on his chest. Immediately, Rose starts to radiate a soft glow, bathing the cold, dark surroundings in a warm light. Okay, so what did it mean by, if it happens again, I have to tell someone? My thoughts, my choices. It was slipping. I had to hold on to something. Who were you meeting? A man who asked the same questions until my answers weren't mine anymore. Who is this man? A listener, a judge, a healer. What did the abstracts mean to you? Rose remains silent. You've disturbed the dead enough. Gorvez won't speak further. The graveyard returns to darkness as Rose glows fade, leaving them standing in silence. Howard takes a long, thoughtful breath and carefully places Rose back into his coat pocket. Abstracts, the mass, the ritual. It's obvious, Rose. They're involved. Seriously? Did you even listen to them? There wasn't devotion. It was panic. Confusion. Exactly. Desperation makes people vulnerable. Easy targets for manipulation. If the abstracts aren't directly pulling strings, their cult certainly is. You're not listening. Not one of them named the abstracts. Not once. Lighter, freedom, that's human. Ugly, greedy, small. Howard shakes his head, already turning towards the gates. The abstracts make humans ugly, Rose. They always have. And what about the golden mask? Why bury them like believers? It doesn't add up. Why? Maybe someone wants us chasing abstracts. The mask are a misdirection, a cover-up. People lie to themselves. You know that better than anyone. Howard keeps walking, boots crunching gravel. You're making it fit your narrative like always. I trust my gut, Rose. If it looks like abstracts, smells like abstracts, then I'm chasing abstracts. We're checking the cult. You stubborn ass. Open your eyes for once. This isn't cults. It's someone playing God. Howard doesn't answer. He pulls out a nether puff and scrapes a match across the box, its brief spark lighting his stubborn eyes. Well, you're going to look real pretty in a gold mask, genius. Destination marked. The cult waits. All right, everyone. That was Celestial Return. I really enjoyed it, other than my shitty dice rolls. devs, I need you. Can you like make me a code dev so that I always roll well? Because like this, it felt too realistic for me in real life. But I really, really enjoyed that. And we're going to go ahead and end that there. I might even get back into it. Try out some more of the other two areas that were there, because I'm assuming those are like different campaigns. I could be wrong. If the devs, if they see this and want to let me know in the comments, let me know. I'm assuming that's what those were. Definitely solid game. I'm looking forward to the full game for sure. And I love the music. Music's on point. The cyberpunk feel. I like the artwork. It looks great. I'm totally into it. And you know what? Hey, I give props to your intern. I didn't see any misspelling, so go intern. But anyway, so guys, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you saw of Celestial Return. And, just your thoughts on it. Like I said before, I will leave a link down below so you can get access to the demo and, give it a try. But please leave me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Bye.